Welcome back to the Indy Boys Racing Podcast. Going to be a wonderful episode today. Why? Because we officially have crowned the F1 World Champion. Congratulations to Max Verstappen on your second straight World Championship.
It was early, too. It was early.
Real early. 4 weeks early, but
4 weeks?
25 points a win. 25 points a win. 4 races left in the season. It's impossible for Sergio Perez to catch up. As he is now currently in the second place over Charles Leclerc. But also congratulations to every NASCAR driver that made it into the next round of the playoffs. The round of 8 has been set for both the NASCAR Cup Series and the NASCAR Xfinity Series. So really exciting to all those drivers. And also congratulations to AJ Allmendinger on his win in the Xfinity Series. 4th straight win at the ROVAL. And congratulations to Christopher Bell for his buzzer beater win at the Charlotte ROVAL. We're going to talk ROVAL action, and we're going to talk all about all the action in Japan and Sakusa. But firstly, let's introduce the podcast hosts. My name is Tristan Grider, joined with, as always, my incredible co-hosts, Daniel Chaney and Justin Cox. How are we doing today, boys, on this wonderful Monday night?
I'm all right. I've had a pretty busy day today. I went to the gym in the morning. I went to class. Then I just went to my cousin's football game for a little bit. Now I'm here. We're filming the podcast. We're talking about some F1 and some NASCAR since IndyCar is still done. But it's okay. Yeah, but it's going to be all right. Or not an all right, but like it's been an all right day. But it's going to be a great episode. So that's all I got to say.
All right, Daniel, how are you, man?
I'm also kind of tired. I had a pretty busy day, classes and work and recording this and then intercom going off as we start to record. It's already been kind of... We've had a weird time already recording this, so I'm hoping the rest of the episode goes smooth. We had a solid weekend of racing, a good finish to the race. First 2 stages were questionable for NASCAR, but we'll get into that later. I was happy with the winner. We got a world champion in F1. IndyCar would never 4 weeks early. That's all I'm going to say about that. But, good weekend of racing. How about you, Tristan?
My day was pretty solid. I had a great weekend. I'm not going to lie. Wonderful weekend from Tristan Grider. I went to hang out with my girlfriend for a lot of it. That was pretty nice. I spent the weekend at her place, but also all of my martial arts students tested for new ranks, so that was super cool. And I went shopping. I bought a bunch of jeans, which is hype.
Stylish
so
boy.
We always love getting some new clothes. I mean, I wanted some flexi jeans, so I hit up Sonoma and I got a bunch of not Raceway, but I got a bunch of Sonoma jeans. That was pretty hype. But thank you, great pun. But yeah, otherwise I'm doing all right. Good day at school today. I'm not gonna lie. Good day at work. So I'm ready to get this going. Overview, guys. We're gonna do some motorsport media. Then we're gonna talk about the races. So talk about some race weekend. Then we're gonna go into guess the diecast or guess the driver, as whatever you want to say. And then we'll do our predictions for next week. It's gonna be a great one. Let's go ahead and start with motorsport media. Alrighty, guys, let's go ahead and start with some motorsport media news. Going to start with the NASCAR Cup Series. So we reported a couple of weeks back that Dodge was going to be rumored to be joining as a manufacturer in the NASCAR Cup Series starting in 2024. The talks on that have officially stalled. Dodge has said no, and they're going to continue to focus on NHRA, which is really disappointing. Dodge, of course, was in NASCAR for pretty much all of the 2000s, and it is disappointing that we're not going to be able to see them back in Cup. They were rumored to be with SHR. That was going to be like the team that they were going to be with for sure. But now that SHR, I'm guessing they got a little bit more money as a Ford development program with Haley Deegan, so that makes sense. So... sucks that Dodge won't be back in Cup anytime soon, so it just kind of sucks as a Dodge fan. I was a Dodge fan growing up for a Dodge team, so disappointing, but it's okay. Let's go ahead and move on. So William Byron has won his appeal, so we got his points back, which is what led him into being in the round of 8. But now he's fined 100K, so he's got a lot more money there. Speaking of 100K, Kevin Harvick and Stewart Haas Racing have been fined $100,000 and 100 points for modifying a manufactured part. This is the exact same fine, if you remember from earlier in the season, that Brad Keselowski had. The exact same one, which also means that Rodney Childers has been suspended as his crew chief for the remainder of the season. So we will not see Rodney Childers on top of the Kevin Harvick pit box
Unless
for
they
the remainder of the
win
year.
the appeal. Unless they win the appeal.
Unless they win the appeal, which I don't think is going to happen. NASCAR, I'm not going to lie to you. Kevin Harvick and Rodney Childers have been very vocal on social media over the last couple of weeks, trashing the next-gen car, trashing NASCAR, and this penalty, as Kevin Harvick said came out of nowhere. So
I
Seems a
don't
little
know.
motivated, if you ask me.
Put my tinfoil cap on, you know what I'm saying?
yeah, for real. All right, moving on. Gonna have to go with colleague racing next. AJ Allmendinger and Justin Haley have been confirmed as their two drivers for the 2023 season. We reported on that last week. Let's go ahead and move to the Xfinity Series and talk more about colleague. They have confirmed their 2023 lineup for Xfinity Series as well. Daniel Hemrick and Landon Castle will return. Daniel Hemrick was confirmed to be returning to the team yesterday. They found some sponsorship for him. And their new driver, Tristan Grider, has gone 3 for 3, everybody. Chandler Smith will join Colleague Racing in 2023 to replace AJ Allmendinger in the 16. I'm like wee hooping. Like, I called it. Like, I'm killing it, man.
I can't.
That's awesome. So Haley Deegan will also make her Xfinity Series debut at Las Vegas with SS Greenlight in that 07. So as you remember, SS Greenlight is an affiliate of Stewart Haas Racing. So it's pretty much a second Stewart Haas Racing car in the Xfinity Series. So Deegan will make her start with them next season, and it is rumored that we will see Deegan full-time in that car, and she will be teammates with Joe Graf Jr. So you never know. That could be a thing next season. I'm sure that they'll make that announcement during the race, kind of like similar of how they did it when she was announced to be in the Truck Series. So Deegan is also expected to go full-time in 2023 in Xfinity with a Ford team. So it might not be this team. Could be a different team. Could be like a Front Row Motorsports. They've been rumored to be going into the Xfinity Series. Or it could be the 98. We don't know if Riley Herbst is confirmed to next season yet. So you never know. Finally, in the Xfinity Series, AM Racing, which is a Truck Series team that Austin Wayne Self drives for, will field Xfinity Series teams in 2023. They did not specify how many teams that there will be. I assume it'll just be a one-car team next season, and Austin Wayne Self will move up to the Xfinity program. However, the team has announced that they will keep the truck program alive. So I think this will probably be a rotation of drivers. I don't really see anyone just going to race for AM Racing full-time. So I don't know. You never know. But Austin Wayne Self could be going to Xfinity Series racing full-time next season. And finally, my last announcement is in the Truck Series. David Gilliland Racing, DGR, will move to Toyota in 2023. Toyota, the TRD, Toyota Racing Development Program, have been looking for a new affiliate team with JGR. And since Kyle Busch Motorsports is leaving and going to Chevy, they needed a new team, so they stole one from Ford. So DGR will move to Toyota next season, and I guarantee you that is why Haley Deegan will be moving out of the Truck Series, because she is a big Ford development driver. They're probably their biggest name right now, and they need to keep her. Don't want to lose her back to Toyota again. So there you go. That's all I got on the motorsport media side of things for NASCAR. Gonna move this one over to Daniel. Gonna talk all about IndyCar.
Alrighty. Okay, so right before I start the official news, I'm gonna say we now have a new rumor to look out for. There is a rumor that is being reported from some French reporter, don't know how valid it is, that the 48 car that was driven by Jimmy Johnson full-time this past season will be split between two drivers. On ovals, this driver will be Jimmy Johnson. As we expect. We kind of know that's going to happen. This report says that the rumor is, allegedly, again, not confirmed, Kimi Räikkönen will drive the road course and street courses in the 48 car. So we are now on Kimi watch yet again, this time for IndyCar, not F1, not NASCAR. We'll keep you updated if anything actually happens with that. I don't know if anything will happen with it. Don't know if it's valid. Now we move on to actual news. AJ Foyt Racing. All the talk's been about them recently. They made their announcement last week with Ben Peterson driving for them. They didn't specify a car. We assumed this would be the 14, but we also knew this could also be either the 4 or the 11, depending on how things shake out. We now know it is not the 14, because the 14 will be driven by, drumroll please, boys, drumroll, Santino Ferrucci will be driving the 14 for AJ Foyt Racing. I kind of figured he'd be getting more opportunities based on just his success this season in the Indy 500, being just the super sub for whoever needed a sub.
Pretty much.
I figured he'd get an opportunity to some capacity. I was not expecting it to be a full-time seat in the 14. I will say that.
Not gonna lie, kind of a step back for Santino. Like, I mean, the guy almost ran for Penske, so like it's very surprising that he is not gonna be. He's gonna be in the worst.
But this is something to consider. Rumors of Kyle Busch going to Era McLaren for the Indy 500 have slowed down due to sponsorship deals, because supposedly Menards is wanting to sponsor him, but he couldn't run the Menards colors if he did it for Era McLaren because of the whole branding, sponsorship, whole thing. But he has to run for a Chevy team if he wants to do it. And we now have one open spot at Dreyer and Reinbold Racing for the Indy 500. The dominoes are falling, boys.
We did talk about that a couple weeks ago. I'm not gonna lie.
We talked about this as a possibility, but now it's actually like it's very possible now.
Yeah. And I also saw that Penske.
Will we see Kyle Busch run the Indy 500 in a Menards number? What was he, 23 for Dreyer Reinbold?
Something like that, yeah.
Jay, what were you saying?
I was about to say, I also saw that Penske said that they don't want a fourth car unless it's like it's not going to take away from the other three cars. Like it's not just going to be something for like an adventure or something like that, is what I read at least. But I mean, I would love to see Kyle Busch go there to Penske because, you know, Menards is already like dealt with Penske and NASCAR and such.
I mean, they were with Pagano. They were with
so, like,
Tony Stewart. Like they were with all these guys in the past.
Menards has always been a
beautiful boy.
I'm sorry.
Menards has always been a big sponsor on IndyCar, though. I mean, they literally had Team Menard.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
So
I would not. And correct me if I'm wrong. When Paul Menard won the Brickyard 400, wasn't he in an RCR car, or am I making that up in my head?
I think
he was in RCR. He was in the RCR 27.
Yeah.
Could Menards sponsor Kyle Busch in NASCAR Cup Series 2? Because they haven't announced any of his sponsors yet, but they said they would in coming weeks.
That is fair.
That's fair.
That's all
And
I'm saying.
I can't be the only one that has seen that Kyle Busch Menards commercial, because I've seen it.
I mean,
Huh?
We all knew there's been kind of rumors of the past year or so when the whole sponsorship thing started.
Yeah. There was a commercial, I think, with Kyle Busch and a Menard in his M&M seat, and I think it was a Menards commercial. Can't remember.
Dang.
Yeah, but we shall see what happens with that.
Their gift cards are still like Gen 6 diecast of Paul Menard, so
that's funny.
I mean, yeah,
it's the coolest gift card ever.
But AJ Foyt's seat is gone. 2 AJ Foyt seats are gone now, but we still have no idea which car Ben Peterson will be in. Is it the 11 or is it the 4? And if it is the 4, what happens with our boy, our homie, honorary host of the show, Dalton Kellett?
I think he'll be fine. I think he'll be all right. I think he's going to get the spot.
I think he'll be fine too. I'm concerned in what way he'll be fine. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because Peterson has money. That was the issue with the 11.
So does Kellett.
Yeah, well, this is what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that because they still haven't announced whether Peterson's in the 4 or the 11, I think the 11 is still very much a possibility because Peterson has the money, which was the issue with the 11. Money with the 4 was never a problem because Kellett has the sponsorship.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But running 3 cars, they weren't super successful this year. Would they go back to 2? Would Peterson get the 4? And would Dalton Kellett potentially go to another team? I will name one because this is my thought. If the AJ Foyt deal does not happen, my thought, Junco still needs a second driver, and they have been very clear that this second driver needs to have money. They need sponsorship.
Yeah.
Because Junco's, their big struggle has been sponsorship, unfortunately.
Plus, in the past, Dalton Kellett ran for Juncos in lights, so he has that connection.
True.
Because he did a year, he did all those years in Andretti, and then he went to Juncos for a year before he went racing. So.
Do you guys think the
Yeah,
other Junco seat could go to Stingray? Because I'm pretty sure Stingray ran for Juncos for a bit, didn't he?
I think Stingray is going to ECR in a third car personally, but I don't know for sure.
That's fair.
I think Juncos could be a possibility. I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell. I think potentially ECR, potentially AJ Foyt. If they do, I think they might not do a full-time number 11 car, potentially part-time, or at least part-time with part-time drivers, I guess, like split the seat, whether that's with Kellett and Stingray and JR Hildebrand. You could throw any driver's names into that pool. I don't know what'll happen with it yet. But something else interesting to note is that we have a driver that tested an Indy car recently, and that is Jake Dennis, who I'm not super familiar with him, so I'm not, like, if I'm wrong, I'm sorry. I believe he's a Formula E guy, right, for Andretti?
Formula E, I'm sorry. Formula E for Andretti, yeah.
That's what I thought. So he tested an Andretti seat. Obviously, Andretti does not have any open seats, and we don't know Jake Dennis will be an Indy car. It could have just been just a trial test just to get some data. We don't know, but it's something to note. He now has a little bit of experience. If people were looking for Jake Dennis, he now has driven an Indy car. So that might be what some teams need to hear.
Right.
Now we're going to move to some Indy Lights news before I pass over to Jay. Sorry for taking so long, because while we don't have a lot of news, there's good talking points about said news. HMD has announced 3 more of their drivers. And so now their number is at 6. So when they're at 5, and they had 3 seats left, I'm sorry, guys, we are not those remaining 3 drivers. At least not all 3 of us. I'll step back. I suck at driving. Sorry, guys. We're not getting Indy Boys HMD Motorsports. Sorry. I know you guys are looking forward to it.
Could you imagine? That would have been hype.
Hey, we'll all part-time share 1 seat. Sign us, HMD.
We'll
bring you a championship on a part-time basis. We got you. But these drivers that they've announced, Nolan Siegel has ran for them this past season. Kiffin Simpson has ran for them in this past season. It's going to be on a full-time basis. I think potential contender for the championship next year. You heard it here first.
Kiffin Simpson, that's a big one. Yeah.
I think Kiffin Simpson could be a contender for the championship.
I think he might get the equipment that Ben Peterson had.
I think he might be my pick for the championship, but it's way too early, so I'm not going to say that for a fact. I could see it happen. He's a Ganassi guy.
He is a
Don't
Ganassi
forget,
guy.
he's got faith. They've got trust and faith in him.
Yeah.
That's my take. But final driver of these 3 drivers to round out the 6 of 8 announced so far, Christian Rasmussen.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Wow. Was not expecting that.
You know that those talks were going on while he was on the show, and that's crazy because we were talking to him like, man, it's gonna be a great year for you next year in Andretti, and he was like, yeah, it's gonna be great, and I was like, it just kills me. It's crazy that he.
I didn't think it would happen.
I had no idea.
It's weird. It's weird.
It's weird.
I think he's a contender. He kind of would be. He would have been this past season if he had a bit more consistency.
The thing
Who
that is
knows?
crazy is that he's going to be behind. If he was still at Andretti next season, he was going to be behind McElroy. So I mean, McElroy is the
And
number one
potentially
driver.
Foster. We don't know how Lewis
Yeah,
Foster will
for
do.
real. Foster's going to kill it next season. But I mean, Foster was in this is going to be in the exact same situation that Rasmussen was in. He won the championship in USF. He won the championship in pros. Now you're going to lights. Like, but Rasmussen to that car, and it could mean that we could be seeing Jamie Chadwick and Andretti next season. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
there are now 2 open seats at Andretti for Indy Lights. And they've already tested Jamie Chadwick. And today, bad news, I know, the W Series will not be continuing their season for the season due to funding issues. Stupid, I know.
that's part
I
of
also-
Jay's news, bro. That's Jay's news.
I know, but it's relevant to this. So that's why I'll let Jay talk more about it. I'm not going to get into it.
Okay.
But that did happen, which means I think Jamie Chadwick is going to be in Indy Lights next year. I'm done, and now I'll pass to Jay. Jay, if you want to start with that one, since I already kind of...
As Daniel broke the news about the W Series
It
has
was relevant,
announced,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, the W Series has announced that the final 3 races of the 2022 season will not happen, which their next race would have been at COTA. So they're going ahead and looking for some more fundraising efforts for 2023 because the series is not very well supported. So this is definitely and Jamie Chadwick has been announced the winner or the champion, as like she has been the last 2 or 3 years that the W Series has been a thing. So so pretty much talking about Jamie Chadwick and Indy Lights, I see Jamie Chadwick having a more stable future there than in W Series. So her going to Indy Lights, maybe even IndyCar at some point in the future, is a much more stable career path than trying to make it from the W Series to maybe F2 or maybe to F1 at some point in the future. So I see her ending up going to Indy Lights, and I pretty much agree with Daniel. So so speaking of Daniel, Daniel Ricciardo says that he will not be on the 2023 F1 grid, and instead is considering his options for 2024. My thing is, if your options are not available for 2023, I don't know if you're gonna have many options for 2024.
That's what I was saying. I mean,
I love Daniel
Yeah.
Ricciardo as a person, and like he's a great person and stuff, but like his driving has been pretty lackluster his career. I can't even lie to you. Like
He's waiting for the Rosenquist spot to open back up again because it's not.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. But so I just think that he might just need to move on from F1 and give up that kind of hope, in my opinion. In my opinion, at least. That's just me. So many
just
people
wants to see him in IndyCar.
I do want to see him in IndyCar, I'm not going to lie. But, so now, last week, I reported that Title Plus had reported Nick DeVries was going to AlphaTauri, so that led to the prediction that Pierre Gasly is going to go to Alpine in 2023. Both those actual announcements became true over this past week. Pierre Gasly will race for Alpine in 2023, while Nick DeVries will join AlphaTauri. And excuse me, Alpine has reportedly agreed to pay Red Bull 10 million, I believe that's euros, to release Pierre Gasly from his existing contract. That is crazy.
Wow.
That is crazy.
That hurts my pockets just hearing that number.
Yeah, I know. That makes them freaking scream. It's crazy. But yeah, I don't know. So it was also discovered that Red Bull had exceeded the budget cap by 1 to 2 million in this previous season when Max Verstappen won his first championship. So very interesting news on that, because they won the championship by exceeding the cap limit, the budget cap limit in the 2021 season.
Lewis was the champion.
Or cost capping.
Cost capping, but nobody's talking about Checo.
Well, he didn't win the championship, so.
Well, he helped win the championship.
That's fair. That's fair.
Both years, actually. The last 2 years, he helped
Yeah.
Max win the championship. But we'll talk about that a little more later. But, I mean, yeah, that's pretty much, I guess, like kind of all the F1 news I have. But Red Bull breaking the cost limit. They're probably going to get hit with some pretty hefty fines, maybe even some developmental setbacks for the 2023 season, which wouldn't surprise me, and it shouldn't surprise anybody. I mean, it may surprise Red Bull fans, but that's besides the point. But, I mean, yeah, so that's all the news I got for F1.
All right, guys, let's go ahead and transition over to race weekend reviews. Yeah, buddy. Here we go. It's going to be hype. Let's do this thing. Oh, yeah. 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 Let's start with the ROVAL.
Yeah, boy.
With the first race, how, I'm not going to lie, guys, Ty Gibbs had this thing won. He was leading by a couple seconds over AJ Allmendinger, and then the caution comes out due to debris on the backstretch.
It was
due
debris.
to
It was debris.
it was blown tire by Joe Graff Jr.
Oh, wait, my fault.
car-
I was thinking cup race. My bad.
tire on the backstretch. So that's all fun and games there. So we had a restart. With 2 laps to go, Riley Herbst, playoff contender, championship contender, gets ran off the track, collects not 1 but 2 signs, not Carlos, on his way to. Thank you. I'm killing it with the dad jokes today, guys.
Tristan, you got something you want to tell us, buddy?
Yeah.
Suddenly he feels like he has to mow a lawn real quick.
Yeah.
Get your dad hats in the store. Anyway,
Okay.
IndyBoys.com. IndyBoysMerch.com. Anyway, caution came out. AJ Allmendinger ends up getting the lead on the second restart in overtime and drives away and gets the win. Now, the real chaos here was on the final couple of laps because we saw Brandon Jones drive his way into the next round, surpassing Ryan Sieg. Now, Ryan Sieg is one of those guys that always seems to be around for the championship, has never won in the Xfinity Series, but is always there at the end of races. Super close to winning it, but he was eliminated in this round, along with others. Overall, this was a pretty solid round. I'm not going to lie, guys. I am excited for these guys that are going to be competing for this championship. But who I'm most excited for is my guy, AJ Allmendinger, who is now coming off of 2 straight wins and is now 5 wins on the season. He's hot, and he's going to be out there trying to get this championship and steal it away from Noah Gragson. It's looking good for the driver of the number 16.
Don't forget the fact that he is 4-0 at the ROVAL. He is undefeated at the ROVAL.
4-0
in the Xfinity Series. In the Xfinity
Series.
Daddy Dinger said, "This is my track, baby."
Yeah, and Daddy Dinger almost drove out there and won at the ROVAL the next day. P4, by the way. Shout out to Colleague Racing. We're not there yet, but shout out to Colleague Racing for 2 cars in the top 5 in the Cup Series. First time that they've done that in their series, not their series, in their history, in their existence in the Cup Series. Thank you. So let's go over the 4 guys that are in the Xfinity Series Championship now. Noah Gragson, AJ Allmendinger, Ty Gibbs, Justin Allgaier. Right, if the championship 4 started right now, those 4 would be locked in. However, 11 points back, my preseason championship prediction, Josh Berry, Daniel's boy, Austin Hill, Brandon Jones, and Sam Mayer. Justin, I need you to name me 4 guys that are making it into the Champ 4 in Xfinity. And I bet I can agree with you on 3 of them.
I think we can all agree on 3 of them.
Are we all going to say Noah Gragson, AJ Allmendinger, and Ty Dillon for sure? Not Ty Dillon. Noah Gragson, AJ Allmendinger, and Ty Gibbs. Are we all going to say that?
Yeah, probably.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Okay, so who's your 4th guy in the championship 4? Jay.
Who's the other 5 that I can pick from? Allgaier,
Berry, Hill, Jones, and Mayer.
I'm going to go with Allgaier.
Okay.
The 4 that's already locked, well, technically would be locked in currently. That's what I'm going to go with.
Okay. Daniel, be realistic now.
Dude, realistically, we know who I'm going to pick because realistically it's possible. I got to go with Austin Hill. I got to. I got to stick with it. He's good.
Realistically, I have to go with Josh Berry. So I'm going to be going with Josh Berry.
Well, realistically, we both picked our guys.
No, but in all seriousness, no. I think that Sam Mayer has a shot. I think Sam Mayer for sure has a shot in the championship, making the
I think
championship.
all of them have a shot, honestly.
Yeah, like this championship for the only guy who I really couldn't see making it, but I could still kind of see making it is Brandon Jones, just based on the year that he's had. Don't think he's really had the best year. I guess you could say the same thing about Sam Mayer since he hasn't won yet this season.
But Brandon Jones is the king of coming out of nowhere.
It's true.
He
really came out of nowhere with that 9-car announcement too. But hey, you never know. It's gonna be crazy. Let's go ahead and go on to the Cup Series, guys. Now, before we talk about Cole Custer with the best block in the NASCAR Cup Series season,
shatters glass.
Yeah, for real. That was a certified
dude. I was so happy. That made me so happy.
Stone Cold Cole Custer. So combining two jokes there, elite. Let's talk about the winner. Congratulations to the man, Christopher Bell. I think we just need a round of applause for this guy because this man. I'm sorry, I counted him out after Talladega. Like, this guy had such a crappy race at Talladega, such a crappy race the week before at Texas. He came out there and he drove his way to a win. And congratulations to that man. Now, you can say all you want about Chase Elliott. You can say all you want about Kevin Harvick maybe having a chance for this. Kyle Larson before the broken toe link. Christopher Bell got himself a win, and you'll see my article about on Burnout about this, but the last 2 times that the Cup Series has had a champion, Chase Elliott, Kyle Larson, they both won the Charlotte Roval race. Just saying.
And I'm the only one that picked him for the Champ 4.
Yeah, speaking of the guys that made the round of 8, let's talk really quick about the 4 guys that missed. Great seasons overall for Austin Cindric, Daniel Suarez, Alex Bowman, and last year's champion, Kyle Larson, being eliminated.
That's so crazy.
That is craziness.
That's so crazy.
So let's talk about it really quick. I have my opinions on it. I'm sure you guys have your opinions. They might be the same opinion. But Jay, was Cole Custer's teammate's block justified?
Oh my God, yes. I don't get why people are so mad about it. Literally, Chase Elliott did the same thing last year at Bristol for Kyle Larson to win, and that decided the outcome of a race. I don't even think it should be looked at.
A championship, for real. Like, the championship.
Yeah, I don't even think this should be talked about, honestly. Like, it's a team sport at the end of the day. Like, it's a team sport at the end of the day. We literally have team orders happen in every racing series, whether it's IndyCar, F1, whatever. Team orders happen everywhere. Why does it just matter all of a sudden? Like, I don't just.
It's not like 2013 when Martin Truex Jr. when Clint Boyer just
spun. Yeah, like that literally alters the race. All he did was block for his teammate.
Just so happened to go up the track a little bit. He didn't miss the corner or anything. He just went up the track a little bit. Yeah.
And then
it's not like he slammed on the brakes. Some people made it sound like he slammed on the brakes in front of them to drag him back.
Yeah.
He just drove like how somebody should race.
Hey, and a heck of awareness by Chase Briscoe on passing those 3 cars on the inside. Like, what a pass. Am I right? Like, come on. Like, pass of the year maybe by Chase Briscoe.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I'm not just saying it because he's an Indy boy. But Chase Briscoe, in my opinion, none of us had him in the round of 8. Congratulations on driving your way in there. It's not been a great
good playoff run.
He's had a great playoffs. He has not had a great season, but just based on his playoffs, Chase Briscoe, you deserve to be in this.
I'm just saying, if he makes it to the Champ 4, he won at Phoenix early in the season. He could damn near win the championship. I'm just saying.
Dude, realistically, we could have a weird championship 4. We could have Christopher Bell, Chase Briscoe. We could still have Ross Chastain. Like, dude, as much as I like at the beginning of the playoffs when I just went with like the easy pick of Chase Elliott, y'all know in my heart I wanted to say Christopher Bell.
Hey, I'm just
Like,
saying, earlier in the season, we saw him qualify fourth at Las Vegas. Obviously, he crashed. And then at Martinsville, we saw him finish in the top 10 just this season. It could be a scary way into sneaking his way into the Champ 4 if he has some good runs.
It's fair.
Obviously, you need that great run at Homestead, Miami. Because that, in my opinion, is the most pivotal race of the round.
Which I believe that's a track he has won at before, correct? Maybe
I believe
in the
so.
Xfinity Series.
In the
I can't remember.
Xfinity Series.
Yeah. So
Yeah, he won there the second year Reddick won the championship.
Yeah.
But so you never know. I guess we'll see.
Do you think, Tristan? So before we move on from the road or whatever we're about to get into next, do you think that they need to change the road course package?
No, it's beautiful. It's great. I'm not gonna lie to you. The first two stages, it kind of sucked. For the ROVAL, at least, it was kind of bad.
I feel like
Think about road course races we've had earlier in the season. Okay, Sonoma was a great race. Watkins Glen was great. The Indy Road Course was great. It was good. Coda was pretty good.
I
And
really
then-
liked Coda.
The only snooze fest out of them was Road America, because Road America was just not a good race. Nothing. I know it was Tyler Reddick's
It was a beautiful race.
okay.
No, but it was-
Beautiful.
Even as a Tyler Reddick fan, Daniel, you can say that
I
the
know.
race was not good. Yeah.
I was being sarcastic. I got too silly.
But I think maybe just some minor adjustments, but I really enjoy the road course package. Do you know what they need to not touch at all? The intermediates package.
Yes.
Keep it the way it is.
You know what
They
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 need
need
to
to
touch
change.
though?
They need to change.
You know what they
everything
need to
else,
change?
though.
Short tracks.
Definitely.
Real, bro, for
Definitely short
real.
tracks.
The super
Short
speedway,
tracks have been
good.
bad this year.
the intermediate and 2 miles, good. Burn the short track package.
You could keep everything except for the short tracks for all I care.
Yeah, that's the
Preferably
reason
change
why-
the part where drivers get concussions every time they tap a wall.
That's
But
true.
package-wise, I'm happy with everything except for short tracks.
Yeah, and that's the reason why I feel like Homestead Miami is the most pivotal race in this round, because Martinsville's going to be a snooze fest. It's going to be a bad race. But it's cool. It's fine. It's fine. Let's move on. Jay, talk about Sakusa, man. Let's talk about our world champions.
Suzuka was a great race.
Oh, I'm sorry.
yeah.
Suzuka. I
Yeah.
can't say Sakusa. Suzuka.
Yeah.
Thank you. Japan. Let's
Yeah.
talk about Japan.
Yeah, so Verstappen, of course, won this race. He took home the championship. Sergio Perez finished second. Charles Leclerc third. Just kind of going over the top 10. Ocon fourth, Hamilton fifth, Vettel sixth, Alonso seventh. Great run to the line between those two. 1/100th of a second between them at the finish line. George Russell eighth. Nicholas Latifi finished ninth. And
Wow.
Lando Norris finished 10th.
It's crazy that he's now tied in points with Nick DeVries. Didn't think
Yeah.
I'd see the day.
Didn't see guys see this day that he was 20th out of a 20-car championship when he was 21st. But sorry.
That's why he's the GOAT.
Yeah. Okay. So
That's why he's the GOAT.
so yeah, as Tristan said in the beginning of the episode, Max Verstappen is your F1 World Drivers Champion. It is physically impossible for Sergio Perez or Charles Leclerc to catch him with points for the remaining 4 races. But there is still some races going on within the points battle here. So Charles Leclerc and Sergio Perez are battling for second place. Carlos Sainz and George Russell are battling for 4th place. I think Lewis Hamilton is kind of just where he's at right now. Then you have Lando Norris with 101 points, and then you have Esteban Ocon with 78, Fernando Alonso with 65, and Valtteri Bottas to round out your top 10 in the championship points with 46. So there's still a few more championship battles to watch through the mid-pack and maybe even just between Ferrari and Red Bull with Checo and Charles. But yeah, so let's talk about Japan. I wanted to kind of get your guys' thoughts on the tractor incident because we learned a valuable lesson in 2014, 2015 from Jules Bianchi. They had a tractor on the track. If you guys don't know, I'm just going to kind of explain the incident. They had a tractor on the track during a safety car, and it was also raining, and this is the exact same track it happened at as well, the Japanese Grand Prix. Jules Bianchi, he ended up losing control of his car and sliding into a tractor and ended up losing his life due to injury from running into the tractor. So the FIA, under the safety car, brought a tractor, not only a tractor, there was also a marshal on the track at the same time this weekend. So I feel this is something that definitely needs to be looked at, because that's something that cannot slide, especially with limited visibility. That the limited visibility that was already happening anyway. So like Pierre Gasly was very vocal. I believe a bunch of honestly, I think basically the whole grid was very vocal about it and wanted something to be looked into about it. But I know Pierre Gasly is very, very vocal about it. And
Well, yeah. With him and Gasly being really good friends, especially like I just know about that. Just it's like I have to look at the FIA and just be like, why'd you do that?
yeah.
Like it's one of those stupid things.
Yeah, so my thing is, Pierre was flying around the track. He was trying to catch the safety car. And, people were complaining, like, oh, maybe you shouldn't be going so fast past the safety car. But he was doing his job by trying to catch the safety car cue. That's what he was going fast for. And the FIA brought a tractor to move Carlos Sainz's car off of the track after he crashed out on lap 1. Which that makes zero sense. If you're going to bring a tractor onto the track, call a red flag, make sure everybody's in the pits first, then bring the tractor out to the track. That's my opinion. Tristan, Daniel, whichever one you guys want to go. I'd like to
I pretty much did mine,
Okay,
so I'll give it to Daniel.
Yeah, I kind of agree, honestly. Like, I wasn't really watching the race, so all of my information based off Twitter.
Yeah.
Just seeing how people reacted to it.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm being honest, I didn't wake up for it.
Yeah.
But I don't know, just the whole situation just seems weird, and especially like obviously this is my first year watching F1 as a whole. I watched like a little bit last season, so I didn't know if this was like a prior incident at the same track that is like somewhat happened before, maybe not to the exact same circumstances, but similar. You would think they would have learned. That's just my take.
Yeah. That's kind of what I was getting at as well. But yeah. So the next thing I kind of wanted to move on from was Charles Leclerc's final corner cut justified? Because even at that, I think people were still confused on the fact that, I mean, I think he deserved the penalty, but I think people were confused on the fact of how Max won the championship. And I don't think they explained that rule very well, because they technically ran the full time. They ran the full time slot or whatever, so he was awarded with full points. So he ended up taking home the championship because he won. But I think a lot of people were very confused by there's some types of rules that if the leader only does 50% of the laps, but there was also a time limit that they were going off of, not necessarily laps. Or if he does 50% of the laps, he only gets 50% of the points, and if he does 75%, he only gets, if he does 50 to 75%, he'll get another certain amount of points. It's weird. But I think a lot of people are confused about that, and I wanted to kind of get your guys' touch on, was Max honorably crowned champion this weekend? I don't know if you've read anything about that. Either of you have read anything about that.
I think personally he should, just because it's impossible for any driver to win.
Yeah.
And while I would love for them to wait until the final race of the season to be like, hey, he did it.
Yeah. Indy call moment.
Reminds me a lot of kind of Lewis Hamilton in 2020 when he won the championship 5 weeks before everyone.
Yeah, something like that. And he was even out in the race with COVID. That's why George Russell got the seat.
Yeah, for real. So it's fine, but I mean, even Max didn't know that he won the championship.
Yeah.
Really, he had to have it get confirmed.
Yeah.
So, like, literally, he said that he didn't like he wasn't believing people. Like, he was like, "Oh yeah, whatever," because like you just got out of a race where you drove your ass off at 300 miles an hour, and then you get out of the car. I bet you he's a little loopy no matter what, but like didn't really believe it until like it was announced that he was the champion. So,
Yeah.
I don't know. Uh, he won the championship, fair and square.
Yeah.
But I'll pass it over to Daniel.
I mean, I think like obviously I didn't have a lot of context. I think I would have liked, obviously, just me like being a race fan. I would have liked it to be in a non-controversial way of him not winning the championship. But you explaining like the rule that like it is a rule, like it's in the rule book. If that's how the rules are, then yeah, like that's how it should have been. Like whoever you are, whoever you're a fan of, you can be salty about it if you want, but rules are rules.
Yeah.
Just being honest. If that's what the rules say, that's how the rules got to go.
Yeah.
So if that's what the rule says exactly like this, and this, and this, and this happens. That's how it has to go. And if that's what the rule is, Max won the championship
Yeah.
already. We knew he was going to anyways, so like
It didn't
I
really
think people
matter
just didn't
much.
want it to be so early, which like I get. But
F1 fans will find anything in the world to complain about. So, at this point,
Don't generalize me.
F1 fans are like wrestling fans. They'll complain about everything, bro.
do you know who doesn't complain about things at all? IndyCar fans.
Dude, IndyCar
Why?
fans are just happy to be there.
No, the only
Yeah.
thing IndyCar fans complain about is the fact that the sport needs more attention.
Or that we need more races, not
That
gonna
too.
lie.
That too.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but that's kind of my only really top talking points from the Japanese Grand Prix. So, yeah, Tristan.
Let's go guess that diecast, baby.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so me and Jay have a new diecast. Daniel is gonna actually do some racing cards. So
Would you like me to go first?
you know
since-
what? You might as well. Let's see a
Alrighty.
racing card.
Should I do one or should I do like two? Because I feel like these might
Up to you.
this might be a little easier.
But I feel like it has to be. Yeah. Jay, you good? Oh, you going to get a car?
Okay.
I see. He's going to pick
Okay.
a car.
I forgot to
I'm just
grab
gonna
my
grab two
diecast.
random ones out of this.
I forgot to
I'm gonna
grab
grab
my
two
diecast.
random ones. I'm gonna go one at a time. So I'll grab one now.
You get to see
one-
Jay's shorts.
Yeah, I forgot to grab my diecast. My bad.
Ooh. Okay.
All
I
right.
picked my first card.
The card has been
All
drawn.
right. Who do I want
Okay,
to answer the question? Or
And
who do I
these
want
are
to guess the
NASCAR
question
Cup-
first?
These are NASCAR Cup.
These are
cards, right?
NASCAR cards, not just Cup Series.
Ooh, got it.
Just NASCAR. Little bit of everything, mostly Cup Series, but there's a possibility for any of the three main series, and I think there's like one ARCA one.
Okay.
Just maybe. I don't know
It's
that for a
probably
fact.
not the Arca one. Is this a Cup Series card?
Yes.
Is
Easy.
this driver driving a Chevy?
No.
Ooh, okay. Did this driver make the playoffs this year?
No.
Okay,
So I don't know why, Jay, but I'm feeling like this is a Bubba Wallace card.
that's what I was thinking too. Honestly, I don't know. I don't. I'm thinking Eric Jones.
Ooh, I could see an Eric Jones. Eric Jones drives a Chevy though.
Oh wait, he said it
Yeah.
wasn't a Chevy, didn't he? Yeah.
Yeah.
So does
Eric
driver
Jones
drive a
drives a Chevy.
Ford?
I will say for future reference, I think some of these cards might be drivers that aren't racing this season. I got some weird ones for the fact that this is the 2022 box. So for future reference.
Okay.
Is this driver driving a Ford?
Yeah, is this driver driving?
You
a
said
Ford?
driving for Ford?
Yeah, does he drive a
Yeah.
Ford?
Yes.
Should I ask the question? Is this driver in a 2022 card? Is this a 2022 card?
This
See,
is
that's
not
why
a
he said it.
2022.
Okay.
I didn't want to make it too hard for you.
Okay, so this is making me think that this is Ryan Newman. I'm not gonna lie to you. That's a Ford. Roush Fenway. Could also be Anthony Alfredo.
Mm.
Drove a Ford last season.
He's trying to poker faces right now. Look at him.
Is this? Okay,
Did this driver drive for
You
Roush?
haven't even asked if it was Cup Series.
I did ask
You
if it
did
was Cup
ask that.
Series.
He did?
Yeah.
Did he?
I asked that the first
Oh,
question.
Never mind.
That was
My bad.
This is his very first question.
It's not
Anyway.
even relevant. I was trying to throw you off.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do Jay's question. Does this driver drive for Roush Fenway Racing?
Yes.
Okay, so it's Ryan Newman.
It's Ryan Newman.
All right.
This is a Ryan Newman pedal to the metal car.
Wow,
I
sick.
don't know. It's really shiny, really cool.
Nice.
Okay. We're gonna dig for our second card. I'm feeling
That
somewhere
one.
over here.
You're feeling that one.
Oh, okay. Also, this isn't relevant, but it is also a pedal to the metal car, which
Okay.
I think is kind of funny.
Okay. Jay, you can
I'll
start
go.
with this.
Is this a Cup Series card?
No.
Excuse me.
Okay. Is this a 2022 Xfinity's car?
Yes.
Okay, so 2022.
Does this driver drive for Junior Motorsports?
No.
Does this driver drive a Chevy?
Yes.
So not Junior Motorsports. They drive for Chevy. 2022. You go ahead, Jay, with the question. I have one.
Does this driver drive for? Hold on, I'm sorry. I'm forgetting Xfinity Series teams right now.
Chevy. Colleague Racing is a Chevy team.
Colleague, yeah.
No.
Ooh.
Did this driver make the playoffs this year?
No.
There it is. So this is making me think, Jay, RCR or RCR affiliate. So I'm thinking Sheldon Creed, Myatt Snyder. No, Austin Hill made the playoffs though.
Oh, that's right.
Maybe I'm just letting you know 37 entries are in the 27 entries in the Xfinity Series are Chevys. So like
Yeah. There's a lot of shit.
there's less Fords than there are than anything else. I think there's 3 Fords full time.
Does this driver drive for JD Motorsports?
No.
Okay. Is this driver a Truck Series champion?
No.
I mean, if you're confused, look at the backside of the card. It
Yeah.
should tell you.
So it's not Sheldon Creed.
I'm pretty sure he's not.
Is it Myatt Snyder?
Is that your question?
Yeah, that's my question.
Yeah, it's a pedal to the metal Myatt Snyder.
Okay.
Damn, dude, I'm too good at this, bro. Like I mentioned Myatt Snyder. That's great.
Mm.
All right, good job. Good guess, Jay. All right, we'll move on to my diecast car. So, go right ahead.
All right. Is this a NASCAR diecast?
It is a NASCAR diecast.
Okay.
Moving on to Daniel.
Is this a current driver?
It is a current driver. However, the diecast is not current.
Okay.
Did this driver drive a Ford?
Not with this car, no.
Interesting.
Not with that. Means he switched manufacturers. Which means he could. Ooh, is he?
He's current. He's just
Well, he's a current driver, not a current car.
not with that current
Or
car.
driver at some point, but not this car.
You haven't asked what series yet, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's that.
I feel like is it an Xfinity?
It is an Xfinity Series diecast.
Um,
That's a sexy sound right there.
Does this driver drive for RCR?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, here's the thing. My Xfinity knowledge from before like 2 years ago is not that great, so I'm trying to think. Current Ford driver,
Not Ford.
not was RCR.
He's not a Ford driver.
No,
I thought
he
you said
does.
he was.
He
He
does.
He,
He
he
does.
is. He was at some point. You said not that car, but the drive.
No, you said he drove a Ford when he was in the truck series.
He did. That's what I said, or that's what he did.
Yeah. That's what he did. He drove a
Ooh,
Ford
that
when he
doesn't
was
help
in the
me at
truck series
all.
with a team that is no longer in the truck series.
That doesn't help me at all. It's an RCR. Mm. Oh, oh. I think I know. I think I know.
Just guess it.
Tristan, is this the Tyler Reddick car?
It is the
Uh,
Tyler Reddick
It took me a sec. It took me a sec.
2019 six win season in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. This was his second championship that he won with RCR. Incredible season by Tyler Reddick this year. Dominating fashion, he won this championship. So
Oh yeah.
that was a good guess. Allsco was his sponsor. They've thus moved on from the NASCAR Cup Series and now are actually, I believe, are sponsoring the IndyCar series.
Wait, don't
So,
they? Didn't they still sponsor him this year? At least for like one race.
I can't remember. But Allsco, 2019 Tyler Reddick Championship diecast. Xfinity
All right.
Series.
My turn.
Jay,
Whichever one of you guys want to guess first.
Daniel, I'll let you start.
Jay, is this car a NASCAR Cup Series car?
It is.
Is it a current NASCAR Cup Series car? So, I mean, let's go.
It is
in by-
It is a Gen 6 car.
Okay, that was more what my question was. Because I know you don't have that many next gen cars. Because I watched you
kind of
buy
wild
two
at
of them.
Indy.
You did. I didn't buy any. I should have bought that Chris Buescher car. I'm not gonna lie.
I should have
Yeah.
bought the Bell one.
Yeah, you should have. But okay, so Gen 6 car. Is this driver still racing for a championship? Is he part of the round of 8?
No.
Okay. That was a dumb question. I should have asked.
Is this car a Toyota?
It is.
Ooh, okay. Has this driver won a championship?
No.
Okay. So, Daniel, Toyota drivers that did not win a championship in the Gen 6 era. Carl Edwards is a big one. Daniel Suarez, Eric Jones. Let's see who else. Denny Hamlin. That could be who that is.
He's still in the hunt, though.
Oh yeah, he is still in the hunt, so it's not Denny Hamlin. Christopher Bell drove in the Gen 6 era in a Toyota. Matt DiBenedetto.
Jay, is this driver
Matt Kenseth.
still in the NASCAR Cup Series?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's not Carl Edwards. Is this driver still driving with Toyota?
Yes.
Oh shit!
Jay.
It could be Bubba Wallace. It could be a Bubba Wallace car. Yeah.
Is this driver Bubba Wallace?
It sure is. Yeah, it sure is.
The gear click.
Oh, it's the new one. It's the new one.
It's
There
the
we go.
2020 Talladega diecast race win. This is the race win, and it's signed.
That's sick.
Fuck.
So yeah, awesome. The Frybox 2.0. That's what this one is. So
That's fire.
sick car. Oh yeah. Set that there for the rest of the episode. So yeah, there's that.
All right, guys. Great rendition of Guess That Diecast, Guess That Driver. Let's go ahead and move on to our predictions. All right, Jay, send us away.
Oh yeah, so why is this not? It doesn't pop up every time. All right, we're good now. So after last week, everyone, the main man Tristan Grider got 3 points. I ended up getting 2, and Daniel did not get any.
I don't want to talk about it.
I had to rub it in your
Da,
face.
da, 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 da.
But yeah, I got 2 points by picking Max Verstappen and Sergio Perez first and second on my F1 podium. I almost got the podium right because Lewis Hamilton ended up finishing, I think, like 4th. Or, no, 5th. My fault, 5th. But, yeah. So, Tristan also picked Max Verstappen and Sergio Perez, but he had George Russell as his 3rd place finisher.
I guess it sucks. I was this close to picking Charles Leclerc. I almost had the first perfect podium from us on the season.
Yeah. And then Tristan also got right with the Dinger and the ROVAL.
Dinger time.
Yeah, I almost had it for Ty Gibbs because I had Ty Gibbs, and it was.
I also almost had it with Greg's. We got 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
Hey,
we all.
and I just want to say, we had it 1, 2, 3, 4. Applause James Davison.
Yeah.
On the best showing of any group
Yeah,
pick.
the group pick.
I forgot
The
about
Dang.
best showing of any group pick this season by a driver.
That's true.
Applause to James Davison.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah, as I get this
Certified
cleared
group
out,
pick legend.
as I get this cleared out, I believe we only have NASCAR.
Yeah, Coda's not till next week, so we got some NASCAR Cup Series action and some NASCAR Xfinity Series action coming to you from Las Vegas. It's going to be 2 races, which means Daniel still can't pass me. It's going to be awesome.
Oh.
Let's go ahead and start.
Sorry,
the
I was
Xfinity
thinking about
Series.
something that didn't apply.
Las Vegas action. Let me say he goes 3 in a row. He's won at Las Vegas in the past. I think he goes back and wins it again. AJ Allmendinger is my pick.
The Dinger.
Championship season for the Dinger.
Okay. Daniel.
Hold on, no, you go first. I'm looking at who's running it because I don't.
That's what I'm doing as well. That's why I told you to. Okay.
I need to see if there's any intriguing.
It's not like anybody
Ooh,
out of the
There's
ordinary.
one intriguing part time.
I'm gonna go Noah
And-
Gragson.
It's
Gragson.
good.
Wait,
That's
I said last week I was gonna pick Gregson every week.
Sucks to suck. Jay already took him.
Oh,
I mean,
That
We
doesn't
treat
matter.
this like
I mean, he can pick.
no.
him
We
too,
treat this
but-
like Don's. We treat this like Ike's lunch now. Can't
no,
copy
but I
pick.
called this last week. I said I would pick Gregson every week.
I don't care.
Yeah,
we
but
can
let's
both
just
pick
talk about the
Gragson.
fact that you were gonna freaking pick Trevor Bayne. It's okay.
I know.
Uh,
I was thinking about it.
Like it's fine.
All right,
Hey, but
Daniel,
we've called shots in the past and made people stick to it.
Daniel would pick Gragson. All right, we're just gonna both pick Gragson. that's fine.
I can still pick Gregson. You're not
Yeah,
gonna.
No, I don't care. It does not bother me.
Okay.
You're
I was gonna say, I was like,
Don's.
we've made people stick to their predictions from like weeks
Yeah.
ago.
I'm picking Don's. Anyway,
Gregson is my Dons.
Greg,
Noah Greg Dons.
Gragdons.
Greg Don's. Can I pick AJ Almond Don's?
Almondons.
Almond Donzers.
Almondonzers.
I'm not gonna pick
Also-
Trev Don Bain.
You also got Haley Deegan in that 07. I'm
Ain't
not
gonna
picking
happen.
her. It ain't gonna happen. But if you don't mind, guys, I would love to nominate our group pick for the NASCAR Xfinity Series race
Okay.
to be another guy who drives in for Junior Motorsports. Can we make Josh Berry the group pick this week?
Yes. That's fine with me.
Does that work for you, Dan?
I'm fine with it. I was just expecting you to say Trevor Bain because you love that man.
I do love that man, but we've picked Trevor Bayne as the group pick many times this
That's
season.
why I thought we were picking him again.
Yeah.
He's a group pick legend.
He is a group pick legend. Well, let's go
The
ahead and move
18
on.
car is just a group pick legend. Let's be real.
That's true. Sir, can we write that down? Jay, write that down.
What?
If Trevor Bayne wins, we all get a point.
Okay.
That's just a point for us.
Yeah, like it does nothing for
won't
the actual
change
standings.
anything.
It just makes us happy.
It just makes us happy that Trevor Bayne found victory lane once again. Bayne found lane. Found the lane. I will
Victory
title.
Bayne.
We will title the video "Victory Bane" if he wins this weekend.
Okay.
Trevor Bain's gonna pull up and be like, "I have come to win this race."
Victory
Sorry, that was a
Bane.
really, really crappy Bane impression. I'm sorry, guys. My dad jokes have run out.
You're fine.
Yeah, you need to leave it to you need to leave it to the experts over here.
Yeah, my bad, my bad. Hey,
Alright.
I got cost cap in. That was a good one.
True. All right, Cup Series guys, let's go. Round of 8, Las Vegas. Vegas. This driver has won this season, and he's always good at this track, and I think he locks himself into the round of 8. Joey Logano is my pick this week. That's my first pick. I think he locks himself into the round of 4 as championship 4. As you remember earlier when we did our playoff predictions, or our championship predictions, I'm sorry, me and Jay both have Joey Logano as our champion. So I think he gets it out of the way really quickly. Joey Logano is going to win this weekend. My underdog pick, or my second pick, as we always do, this one's tougher.
I had Chase
but
Elliott,
just
by the way.
I thought you had Joey Logano
No,
with me.
you were the only one that picked Logano.
Yeah, you picked
I thought
Logano.
someone else picked Logano.
No.
No, Jay thought about it, but then he was like, screw it, I'm picking Elliott.
Yeah.
Damn. Well, I guess I'm alone in this then.
But
Man,
yeah.
now I'm disappointed. I thought we were both with that. Anyway, the guy who won this race earlier in the season was Alex Bowman. However, we still don't know if Alex Bowman is going to be racing this week in that 48 car. I'm going to pick a guy who ran 3rd at Las Vegas. He started the season off on the hottest streak that we've ever seen from a driver without a win, and that guy is Ross Chastain. I think Ross Chastain is the second pick this season, second pick for this weekend. So I'm picking one Ford guy, one Chevy guy. Throw it over to Daniel. Actually, no, sorry, Jay. Throw it over to Jay.
Okay, so I'm looking at the results from earlier this season at Las Vegas. Now,
A good idea.
wow. Let's go with Chase Elliott, underdog. And then as my second pick, I'm going to go with a lot of guys did not run good at the beginning of the season. That was crazy.
Yeah,
And it
Denny
was
had
a lot of
crappy,
it was a lot of the Toyota guys, but I think
remember NY Racing.
yeah,
Yeah.
I missed them. We need Greg Biffle back. John Cohen, bring Greg Biffle back, please. But I'm gonna go with Chase Elliott. Honestly, someone I can definitely see winning this. I don't know if I want to pick him though.
Who were you gonna say?
Man, like I have a lot of guys I want to say that I want to win this race. I want to go with Christopher Bell.
That's a good one. That's who I thought you were gonna go with.
Yeah.
You guys both took my picks.
Were you gonna pick Chastain and Bell?
No, I was gonna pick Logano and Bell.
Wait, can I change?
Yeah.
I made the commitment that I was gonna pick Ryan Blaney and Christopher Bell until the end of the season. I forgot I said that.
That's true. That's true. Okay. Is it my turn now?
So that opens the door for Chase Elliott for you. Damn.
Oh, I wasn't gonna go Chase Elliott. I'm sticking Christopher Bell as my first pick.
That's fine.
I
You picked him for
have been
Champ
very
4.
high on him all playoffs, and you guys have mocked me.
I
But
didn't
it's
mock
looking doable.
you. I didn't mock you.
I think he locks himself into the championship 4. My wild card pick. He got second here earlier in the season
Kyle Larson.
in the Xfinity Series.
Oh.
I'm going Noah Gragson in the 48, which won this race earlier in the season. He came second in the Xfinity Series. Balls to the wall. I'm going Noah Gragson.
He's not even
I don't know.
confirmed to be running this weekend. That's crazy.
I think he's in the I think he's confirmed in the driver lineup. I think the driver lineup.
It says Bowman right now.
Does it say Bowman?
Yeah. Jay's floored by your prediction.
Can we have like this clause where if Gregson runs this race, can he
if
like
Gregson runs this race, if Gregson runs this race, he's your pick. If
okay,
he
and then
doesn't
if
run
he
this race,
doesn't-
we will let you have Bowman.
Oh, okay. Oh, I don't know if I like a Bowman pick though.
But Bowman won this race earlier
I
this
know,
season.
but Bowman is Bowman.
Jay is still on the ground.
Hey
Jay,
Jay,
you
listen,
I'm back.
listen, my tradition at the beginning of the season was picking those balls to the wall picks, and a decent bit of them worked out.
Yeah.
And I've picked not necessarily balls to the wall, but not like super safe. I picked like relatively safe picks, a decent pick at the time. I gotta go with one balls to the wall. I think I'm going the 48 car, whether that's Gregson or Bowman.
Okay.
But preferably if it's Gregson, I don't know why.
Hey, Las Vegas native. It's not a bad pick. Daniel picking Gregson in both series.
Yeah,
We'll see
that's
how
crazy.
it goes.
Yeah.
However, Noah Gregson has been very vocal about how he does not like the next gen cars. So if he doesn't have to run, I'm sure he will not. So
They better get that experience before next year, because
yeah, for real. Well, yeah, for real. All right, let's go ahead and move on, guys. Let's go close this episode out. Thank you guys so much for listening to the Indy Boys Racing Podcast. Just over an hour of fun. Go ahead and follow us on all of our social medias. They've been going on the screen the entire time. Go ahead and go to burnoutsports.com, indyboysmerch.com, marionphoenix.com. You guys can go ahead and check all those beautiful links out. Buy your merch. Those are in the mail, so they should be getting here soon. I don't know when UPS wants to get them to you guys, but if you ordered Certified Dalton Kellett Moment hats, those are on the way. Malukas Mania shirts will be on the way soon. Shipment has not been received since I ordered them yet, so they'll be here soon. Also, order the Indy Boys shirts. Model it, Jay. Model it. Look how beautiful Jay looks in his Indy Boys merch attire. Look how great he looks. Look at the Indy Boys on the back.
beautiful man.
Look at him. Look at him. He's so pretty. Anyway, he did do a little bit of a dance. Thanks for joining us on a beautiful episode number 39 of the Indy Boys Racing Podcast. Next one will be the big number 40, which means, guys, there's been 20 episodes since next week's 20 episodes since the Indy 500. And that's crazy. Like, absolutely nutty. We might do something fun for the 40th episode of the season. However, guys, when we planned on doing the Indy Boys Racing Podcast, we said that our goal was going to be to get to 10 episodes. Then after we did 10 episodes, we said our goal was to get to 25. We got to 25. Our goal after that was to get to 50. We have planning, right as of right now, we're planning on doing 50 episodes for the first season. That might change debating on how many more races are left in the year. NASCAR has 4 more races. F1 has 4 more races. You might see some shorter episodes if we have guests on or something like that. But we're not just going to do an episode where like we don't have anything going on, really. However, we are here to announce that the final episode of the season 1 of the Indy Boys Racing Podcast will be the first annual Indy Boys Awards, where we will talk about memes, favorite moments from the season. We're basing it off of the Starties, which was the starters show that was on with NBA TV.
I forgot about that show.
Yeah, so that's what we're kind of basing it off of. Yeah, for real. Fun fact, I was on the starters like when I was a junior.
Didn't we both get tweets on at one point?
Yeah, we did both get tweets on, and they said the TG Sports 9 was on TV. Anyway, that's stupid. Guys, don't talk about that. Anyway, thank you guys so much for this Racing Podcast. We love you all. Signing off for Jay Cox and for Daniel Chaney. My name's Tristan Grider. Have a good one, y'all. I love you. Peace. Yes, it's love.
All right, boys. Before